Good afternoon. My name is Aina Janet, and I am the EGA Operations Lead at CRG, and together with Mallory Freeberg, EGA Coordinator at NBI, we will present the Federated EGA, providing global discovery and access for sensitive human accessibility, which brings us to the next step, which is data access, where a researcher can identify data of their interest through the website, reading publication, and then contact the data access committee of the data. So also known as DAC. So this DAC, which has been assigned to the data during the data submission process, will assess the data access request and ask the user, known as requester, to sign the data access agreement, where it defines the terms and conditions to use the data. And once the document is signed, the DAC will contact EGA and inform that the requester can now access their data. Which brings us to the last step of this data access journey, which is the data distribution. So as soon as the EGA has granted access to the requester upon that request, the user will be able to download the data through different available tools. So as we look at the growth and impact of EGA, we can see over time a steady increase of the number of published studies that has been deposited at the archive, and to date, more than 17 petabytes of data is archived at the EGA, but it does not stop here. The impact of EGA extends beyond the studies deposited directly at the archive. We also see a substantial number of publications that cite data accessed from the EGA, and the increase of publications of citing EGA data shows that EGA is still growing and remains key to the life science research. So when we examine the global reach of EGA, it becomes evident that data submission come from a large number of countries around the world. The pie chart showcases submission from a total of 40 different countries. So UK leads the pack in terms of data contribution with 173 submissions. Well, not submissions, submitters, and close behind there is the United States. However, it's equally important to highlight the contribution of all countries represented in the pie chart, as each submission adds unique perspective and insights to the scientific community. So EGA's dedication to data distribution is reflected in the widespread usage of its service across different countries, being the United States as the top country in terms of requesters, highlighting the broad utilization of EGA service within the American research community. But we can also find within requesters people from European countries as well as Asia and Australia. And moreover, it is crucial to recognize that EGA services are not limited to the public research institutions. EGA also collaborates with industry partners such as Lilly or Genentech, Merck, Pfizer, emphasizing the relevance and applicability of EGA data to various sectors such as the pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, or healthcare. So EGA is not the only controlled access repository for sensitive data. There are others such as DBGAP in the United States or the JGA, which is part of the DNA Data Bank of Japan. In this figure, we can observe the number of studies registered to these data repositories every year, and we can see that last year in 2022, we almost reached 2,000 studies in total. So for this exact reason, we have started to meet with DBGAP and JGA to prepare a workshop on how to support each other's studies. So in here, we have an example of the impact of EGA data in personalized medicine, specifically for type 2 diabetes. Starting with two different studies deposited at EGA. On one hand, we have the UK 10K data, and on the other hand, we have genetics of type 2 diabetes. So the summary level data of the latter one is available in the T2D portal. And in 2018, other researchers decided to reanalyze publicly available GWAS datasets. The availability of large T2D genetic datasets in combination with larger and more comprehensive genetic variation reference panels, gave them the opportunity to map well-known associated losses and also identify up to 7 new ones. So this is the impact of EGA alone. Now imagine the possibilities with a federated model that increase data sharing across borders. So for that, my colleague Mallory will explain a federated vision of the data sharing.